Hey folks, welcome back. My name is Krishna, and in this video we're going to take a look at drawing craters, something that you might see on a lunar surface or something along those lines. Let's get started. I'm going to use my square brush tool. I'm going to hold down the shift key, and I'm going to first of all make a trapezoidal grid to imply a surface. So I'm starting out with this line here. I'll make another line right below it, holding down the shift key, and then I'll connect those freehand like so. I'll find the midpoint for the top segment, find the midpoint for the bottom segment here. This is the simplest example here, so there are obviously variations, but this will just get you started. So I'm finding midpoints. Now remember, these midpoints are going to be different for the top segment and the bottom segment because the bottom segment is longer than the top segment. So I'm dividing it vertically, and then I'll find the midpoint horizontally, make a connection like so, make another connection like so, and I'll just do one more for giggles. So this gives me a 1-point perspective grid. So now what we're going to do is we're going to imply a curved surface. I'll just make a copy of this in case we need to go back to it later on. I'll hide the original, and I'll hit Command T. This brings up the transform tool. I'll right click, I'll choose warp. And with warp, I want to choose arc. So if you go to the top here, if you choose arc, and the arc is a little bit too pronounced, so I can dial that back. There is a bend parameter. If I hover my mouse over the word bend, click, and drag to the left, you can see that I can control the curvature. I can make it even more curved, but I want to make it a little bit less curved. That looks pretty good. Now for the trick. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop the opacity of that grid, and we're just going to draw a enclosed shape. We're going to draw it at a reasonable size, like so, and then we'll hit Command J. Command J is a really good keyboard shortcut to know because it is the shortcut that will duplicate a layer or a selection. With that layer duplicated, I'll hit Command T once again, and I'll just simply scale this down in such a way that I can see the shrunk down version is actually sharing the same edge. This gives me a narrow crater. If I want a deeper crater, then I'll just make another shape. Let's make it kind of weird and oblong, like so. It has to be one continuous shape, rounded usually, and I'll hit Command J like I did before, use the move tool, and I'll move this further down like so. So you can see that there's more of a thickness occurring on this crater. So I can just get rid of the excess by using my lasso tool, keyboard shortcut L, cut. And so now I've got these craters that are of individual depths. So let's go ahead and make a crater kind of protrude. So how do we do that? So I'll make another layer. I'll come up with another interesting shape, like so. This time what I'll do is I'll hit Command J. I'll move it up, Command T, and I'll shrink it. And I'll just add a little bit of a rotation to it and move it off to the side. And then I'll come back in and I'll connect it. And then I can get rid of the extra line that I have there. Oh. Get rid of them both actually, because for something like this, it might be more believable to have some rock formations that are surrounding it. You can always add some grooves into the rock, some dots, etc. And what this is doing is you're drawing on a surface as opposed to drawing on a line. And you're automatically getting something that looks like it has some depth. In fact, I can go ahead and put some rocks on here. And I can hide the grid when I'm satisfied. And I can just fill this in. Now this grid, or this little crater, is actually not as deep. I'll go ahead and also put some contour lines here to give it some texture, to give it some form. And there you go. Now you got something that looks rounded. So if you found this tip to be helpful, definitely give it a like so that other folks can find it too. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. These are quick, short, action-packed tips here that will get you started. If you're feeling stuck, if you want some motivation, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit that milestone of 1,000 subscribers, so any help that you can give me would be fantastic. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.